This GT the Vibe podcast coming at you another episode. Hope you guys like my whatever turquoise blue. It look blue to me, but some people say it's turquoise whatever shirt that I have on here. I'm gonna talk today real quick about desire. I just want to kind of take a little bit of time out of my day and kind of broach this subject a little bit. Something that I've kind of been thinking about lately. Something that people have talked about. I've seen other people talk about. I know people say burning desire when it comes to relationships. And I agree, burning desire is another level. It's taking desire to another notch, essentially. And so when I look at it, when you look at what is the meaning of desire anyway? It's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something, right? To happen. You want something, or you want to. So you can put a person into that their thing, whether it's your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. When you have a level of desire for somebody, it makes the mundane things that you do for people more enjoyable. You get more enjoyment out of doing things for this person. And I think that if you don't have that in a relationship, it makes it like a chore. So if you find yourself in a relationship and a lot of things seem like chores, like, man, I don't really want to do that, but I'll do it just because I'm in a relationship, but not because I want to do it, not because I desire that person enough that it makes me want to do this thing, but because it's kind of out of a duty, then it's hard for you to find enjoyment in that. And so what will happen is you'll find yourself doing less and less and less for your partner if you don't have desire for them. And so I think that when you find yourself in a position where you are seeing things as more of a chore in a relationship, you're not really super excited about doing things. It doesn't make you feel good to do things for this person. Those are some things that you want to look at, and you might have to ask yourself, do you have desire for this person? Do you still desire them in the role, whatever role they may be? And sometimes I think in relationships, people get to the point where they get let's say past the honeymoon phase, right? You go on autopilot. But what happens is when you get on autopilot in a relationship, if you still have desire, it makes it easier for you guys to overcome some of the obstacles that happen when you get into a relationship. You have things that pop up on your relationship. Kids come along, obviously. And when kids come along, you can have every excuse not to do things for your partner. But when you have desire for your partner, it makes it easier. You'll make time for whatever. If you want to have a little bit of talk time or a little bit of whatever time, a little bit of fun time, you'll make it happen, right? That's because you still desire that person. And I think once you get to a point where the desire is gone, or if you may not even never had desire in a relationship in the first place, but once you get to a point where desire is completely gone, it's something that's hard to do. You don't just get it out the air. I'm not just going to grab out the air and desire is going to come down upon me and then I'm going to have it. And so this is something that you want to look at in the beginning of a relationship. When you get into the beginning of a relationship and the talking phase before you decide, all right, I'm going to go ahead and commit. We're going to be a couple, and exclusive is what they say, exclusivity. You want to make sure that you have a type of desire for this person, because if you don't have it, then you don't most of the time it doesn't just come out of nowhere. Like as you're in the relationship, some desires fade. And so if you don't have enough desire in the tank to begin with, as desires fade, it's hard to get it back. I've never heard of anybody that's like, man, I got desire back. And so if your woman doesn't have some desire for you, they don't desire you in a way that they can view you as a leader, as a person that they'd want to follow, right? As a person that they'd want to go to battle with, then it's going to be kind of hard as you go through the relationship, because you're going to make some mistakes. And what happens is when you make those mistakes, if the desire level is here, it's going to go down, right? And so if you don't have enough in the tank, enough in the gas tank, you're not filled up, it's hard to make the journey, right? The journey of a relationship, because a relationship is a journey, man. It's not a quick relay. It's a journey. It takes a while. You have to make sure you got enough fuel in the tank for the whole trip, not just part of it. And part of the gas in the tank that I see in relationships is desire. And so I want you guys to ask your partner, and kind of think about this. Do I desire my partner? Or if you don't desire your partner, ask yourself why. And then start to dig into the reasons of why I don't desire my partner. What's going on inside your head? What's going on inside their head that makes you feel like this? Because a lot of times when you don't have desire for a person, you start to feel like you settled, right? So now you start to feel like you settled for this person, right? Because you don't have a desire for that person. And a lot of times, a lot of guys on these podcasts, they kind of speak on this thing, and they talk about how, there's that one guy for every girl, and if you're not that guy, then she settled for you, and all this kind of BS. I think that when you look at desire and you look at settling, there's two ways to look at it, right? One is they made the conscious decision that you are the person that provides them the most security, right, for their life and what they want. They want a family with you. So you provide that, so they may say, okay, I'm going to put away all this singleness and I'm going to come and be in this relationship. That's one way to look at it. Another way you can look at it is, well, damn, they settled for me because I wasn't the super guy over here with the 10 and looks, the supermodel, without a dad bod. I think people like dad bods nowadays, but that's neither here nor there. But you think about it like that. So you either think of yourself as a failure or you think of yourself as the chosen. That's when settle. So when people settle and say that they settle for you, those are two ways to think about it. Or they chose you over the others, and so they chose you for a reason. And this goes for men too. But like I said, make sure that you guys think about desire and how it fits into your relationship. It's extremely important to have it. If you don't have it, then you'll find yourself doing the everyday things, and it feels like a chore to you. And when you get to that point where things are a chore to you, it doesn't get easier. It gets harder from there. And so that's all I got to talk about on desire today, guys. Is GT the Vibe podcast on a short one. I'm out.